Hello, David Zritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. Well, this is a pretty special video today because this is about a journey, right? Most things are. I mean, let's think about this. This hobby of ours is a little bit about the hunt as well as the acquisition. There's an old saying, I think Jeff Goldblum said, that we want to want. And this is something that I've wanted for some time. Now we got to harken back to June when I was back in London with some great friends, people that you know, you've seen videos about it. We were taking a tour of London. We were taking a look at Secret Cinema. And there was a Sunday where I was able to see some of the filming and actually get on location in London for No Time to Die. It was absolutely amazing. And just by chance, I had no idea that he was going to show up. I would have been quite frankly happy to see gaffers and people set up lights and be like, yay, I was on a Bond set, woohoo, because I've never been on one before, and I'll probably never be on one again. But all of a sudden, Daniel Craig showed up. And you know the video, here it is.
Morning. Morning.
So what was great about that is there was a moment, quick moment, good morning, and there was that suit. And I have to tell you something. I'm purposely wearing this outfit because many of us, this was one of the first looks that we saw Daniel Craig, James Bond in No Time to Die when the paparazzi photos came out. And well, some of us said that doesn't look like Bond, but maybe he's just relaxing in Jamaica. You know, he's not a part of the service anymore. But when you see James Bond in a suit, and I don't care if it's Connery, Moore, Dalton, Lazenby, Brosnan, Daniel Craig, it suddenly looks like Bond. In fact, how do I know that? Because we lost our shit when all of a sudden we saw this picture. Now, looking at this picture right now, it's clearly Bond, looking like Bond in a suit. It's in London, and yes, that was taken the day that I was there on location. So the reason I'm telling you all of this is that there's a lot of emotional connection to what we're going to be talking about today, because I said to myself, you know, I'm probably not going to get everything from this movie from an accessory or sartorial standpoint. I'm not going to get every piece of clothing. It just isn't right for me, and I wouldn't wear some of these things out into the world, and that's my rule, that's my law. But as far as an investment is concerned, I wanted to invest in one particular piece, and that is that suit, that Tom Ford suit that you see that day. I was able to see the suit on some of the stunt guys, talked to some of the stunt guys when they had the CGI dots there. I saw Daniel Craig in the suit. I saw that incredible visual, which to me is even better than the official poster, quite frankly. So all of these things came together, and I said, this is Daniel Craig's last James Bond. This could be, quite frankly, the last big piece I get. So I spoke to the people at Tom Ford, and they were fantastic. They were incredibly embracing, and they said, listen, we'll make sure that you have one of the suits off the line. Now, we thought it was just an O'Connor in a Prince of Wales check, but it wasn't. It was a special fabric, and it was a special cut. A little thinner in the lapel, little different pocket area. It had a different cut to it. It was slimmer in the leg. So there were some changes. And quite frankly, Daniel Craig and Tom Ford went hand in hand to design this suit. So we ordered it, and out of the very first batch from the same fabric, we've received this box from Italy. And this is a tall box. Take a look at the size of this thing. Well, we are going to open this box right in front of you and begin the journey and continue it really around this suit. So here we go. We're going to open this, and you're going to open it with us. I haven't even looked at it yet. This is the ultimate in unboxing video. So we're going to very carefully, and I've received boxes. So this is how Tom Ford sends their suits. They don't fold them, they don't crease them. This is basically like receiving a closet in the mail, for want of a better term. All my Tom Ford suits have come like this. if they've come from Tom Ford. My Tom Ford tuxedo, which was lost in the mail. This is how it came. So let's open this puppy. Okay, we got the first layer open. They protect this thing. All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna, this is like lots of detail, but you know, this is what you guys have come here to see. So take a look inside of there so you can see the suit. And literally, when I say it's like in a closet, it's like in a closet. So now I've got to remove this stuff. Okay, whew, that is a workout. But it's really well protected and it's come a very long way. So, again, you're seeing this when I'm seeing this for the first time. Let's move that gigantic box over here and we'll take this little thing off. Check that out, by the way. That's crazy. All right, so here we've got the suitor, and let's get up close because, as you can see, Mr. David Zaritsky, that's me, and Tom Ford, that's not me. A gentleman that co-designed this with Daniel Craig. Very nice. And let's just get a different aspect ratio altogether. Okay, so we've moved in a little bit closer so you can see this. And again, I am unzipping this for the first time. Oh, plastic. But you can already start to get a peek through there of the suit. So let's remove the suitor. I have to tell you, from an excitement standpoint, this rate's pretty freaking high. So let's take this off. This is the plastic, obviously. And first of all, I'm just going to get up close with the hanger. For those of you not used to the Tom Ford hanger, they're like works of art in and of themselves. I mean, the hangers really stand out because, you know, Tom Ford wouldn't do it any other way. But here we go. Take a look at this fabric. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Now, you can really see the beautiful roping on the shoulders. And I'm not going to go into too much nauseating detail right here. But what I'd like to do is we're going to pull in a little bit closer just so you can see what this looks like inside and out. To see the detail and the construction, you really do have to get up and close and personal. You can see that no expense is spared with these. I mean, you can see the inside construction is absolutely beautiful, flawless. That is the one thing about Tom Ford. I realize that it's an investment, but they do not cut any corners. Look at how beautiful that looks. So this is the typical Tom Ford. I remember getting my first one and wondering, where does this button go? It's actually in a hidden slit right here. So the button goes in that hidden slit, and then everything else clasps on like so. Of course, I'm not doing it very elegantly because it's real time, but there you have it. So the pants themselves, absolutely gorgeous. And again, you're getting another view, a very close view of this amazing looking fabric. And by the way, the hand, the drape, phenomenal. So we wanted to take a look at the details and the construction on the inside to give you just a really beautiful view of what this looks like. First of all, we've got obviously the pocket down here that can hold your phone. You don't want to break up the line of a Tom Ford, but ultimately that is a thin pocket to hold maybe a card holder, etc. Then you've got the other pockets here, an interior pocket, and then this pocket right here has the details and the details of the suit, which this is a customized O'Connor that we talked about. And here you can see the details. There's lots of things on here, by the way. You've got the fabric, you've got the size, you've got the maker, all the details that a tailor and you need to really describe that. So if you take a look at the construction and the buttons, is absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at the cut on that and look at these buttons, how they're like fingerprints. They're very individual. They all look different. Of course, this is 3-button and a notched lapel. And again, there's that beautiful fabric up and close. But over here, what's wonderful is we can take a look at this And inside is a little surprise. Well, not a surprise to me. I knew that this was in here. But if you're not familiar with Tom Ford suits like this, made to measure ones and bespoke, you get your name in there. So basically, I wanted to have, obviously, it's Tom Ford, David Zaritsky, Bond 25. And the reason I didn't want David Zaritsky, No Time to Die, is because this is what Daniel Craig's interior label would look like. It would say Tom Ford, Daniel Craig, Bond 25. It wouldn't say No Time to Die because when they film it, they don't have the name. Plus, they use Bond 25 as a moniker. So I wanted the same thing, especially as a nod to it, since, let's face it, this is probably one of the last major Daniel Craig pieces I will have. This is a beautiful homage, and it follows suit, oh, excuse the pun, with my other Tom Ford suits that I have from the other films, like Quantum, etc. None of them have the titles. They all have the associated Bond movie number. It's a really nice nod. Love that Tom Ford allowed me to do this. To put this in here just makes it a little bit more special. I very consciously did that because, look, this is probably Daniel Craig last suit that I'll have. I wanted it to be Bond 25 instead of No Time to Die because I really wanted it to be that nod and homage to what the suit would have had in his tag. So his tags say Daniel Craig, Bond 25. Mine says David Zaritsky, Bond 25. Okay, so that's that. I've got the suit, I've got the suitor. I'm gonna put it back together. Why? Because I don't have buttons on here. The pants have not been hemmed because I am now going to travel to New York City to meet with Jordan, who heads up the New York City store, and I'm going to be fitted by their tailors right at Tom Ford. But guess what? You're coming with me to see the experience. So let's go do this the right way. We're going to have Tom Ford tailors tailor me to the nines, just like they did Daniel Craig, and we're gonna get this suit looking absolutely perfect. Okay, we are on hallowed ground right here. We've had very, very unique permission to film within Tom Ford. It's actually not their policy to allow filming, but we're in the private room right here. I have my suit. We're going to be heading over here to the fitting room to be fitted, and on top of that, they're allowing me to use a classic pair of their shoes. This is the black Gianni lace. It's a very classic pair of shoes. So it's not the exact ones from the movie because I have those at home, the Highbury from Crockett & Jones. But this will definitely do the trick. And I'm wearing a Tom Ford shirt. And by the way, the shirt that I'm wearing right now is actually the one from Spectre. So it's the made-to-measure one that I had made from Spectre. It's Tom Ford, not the exact one, but it's going to fit the bill. So let's do this thing right. Okay. So trying on all these things for the first time, and obviously, you know, the pants need to be fitted and things like that. The jacket, not really so bad, but the experts are going to tell me what needs to be done. I've also got buttons and everything in the pocket, so I've got lovely little envelopes like this that obviously have buttons, and I even have something in the back pocket here. Which I can't get out, but keep filming because this is the funny part, which is all the extra material and detail. So I'm going to lay those out very neatly, but check this out. This is Tom Ford, and look at this. I mean, is this beautiful? For my camera person and myself, they already have champagne and water for us. So here's to Tom Ford for allowing us to do this. And No Time to Die, James Bond, because this is going to be an amazing process. All right, we are here with Arias. Arias, Good to see you again.
My pleasure.
Thank you for having us. So, you are going to be fitting me and tailoring this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're gonna, can you walk through the process with us once we get into the fitting room?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna come on in. Now, I assume I should stand up here?
Yes, please.
Okay. And as we're doing this, one of the things we can talk about is this is the very first suit that was made from the same bolt of fabric that they made Daniel Craig's. First one here in the United States. And obviously you're checking fit.
How I said, look, gray. And you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The jacket feels amazing as all
And
Tom
look,
Ford products.
gray.
Yeah,
nice.
it's
Shoulders, perfect.
yeah.
How do you feel in the waist area?
It feels good. I mean, I usually wear a pretty suppressed waist,
Okay.
so I do like it suppressed like that. Yeah,
Look amazing. Look amazing. It's beautiful, beautiful.
I love
the
it.
chest is show up nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
that's the thing about the Tom Ford suits. They really show off the chest. It makes
Exactly.
the chest
Exactly.
pop.
How if I want to sleep, I would like to show a little cough.
Yes.
Mr. Ford, definitely he want to see the cough. Functional bottom.
Yes.
Yes.
By the way, a couple more stats. 3-button suit. Obviously, the top one is rolled, so you don't see it. That's why you only button the middle button. Little things.
Yes. I make a difference.
It does make a difference.
Yes.
Now,
Are you happy with that
I'm
cough?
very happy with that cuff.
I like
It's
it.
very nice. Yeah, a little white peeking out.
Yes.
Beautiful. And we've got wonderful Harris Thomas from Dressing Like Bond behind the camera, looking very serious, which is good.
Yes. Would you like to cut out the watch for me, please?
Oh, take off the watch? Yes,
please.
absolutely.
Thank you. I want it.
So he's
Looks
got a
perfect.
measure. We're taking off the watch.
Yes.
Still representing James Bond watch. Now, have you met Mr. Daniel Craig himself?
Yes, sir.
You have. I heard he's very nice.
It is. You see, that's what I want to see.
Perfect.
And, nice,
Yes.
nice cough.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
see that?
Yes.
Very nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so excited how the shoulder and the collar nice and clean.
Yeah,
It's
the shoulders
beautiful.
look great.
It's beautiful.
So you got that nice roping shoulder. It's very flattering to most shapes. Quite frankly, if you have a larger shoulders, it really enhances it wonderfully. Makes you want to exercise even more. So right now he's actually pinned this.
Exactly the length of the sleeve.
Love it. Now, one of the things, of course, you know, they offered when they made this overseas to have it done on specs, have it measured on specs, and I said, absolutely not. I want to go in and see the good people at Tom Ford in New York City. First of all, I have a very good relationship of the people here. I love them. They make everybody feel at home. It's a luxury experience, but it doesn't feel stuffy. It feels very welcoming, like a men's lounge. And everybody here is just so wonderful that I wanted the experience. I mean, this is what you're seeing right now is part of the experience of having a Tom Ford item.
I do this every day. We do.
Every day, all
Yes.
day, right?
Yes.
How long have you been here for?
I opened the store with Tom Ford
Oh my
12
goodness.
years ago.
12 years.
Yes. Yes.
So you've known everybody.
Yes, that's true.
So excited. I'm trying to keep my calm, but I'm pretty giddy. This is like Christmas morning for me. I've coveted this suit since I saw it.
And you shoulder. Like
I have a slight.
like a quarter.
Yeah.
It's very minimal. You can see.
Yeah, when I have
visually.
shirts made, they always take that into mind.
Yes. It's just a little different. I will put it even. When you wear your suit, it's supposed to be even. Nice. Yes. Okay. I do just I want to clean just a touch of the chest.
Sure.
Just a little. I want to be perfect in you. Just a touch.
I've got a wide chest.
Yes.
Barrel shaped.
Beautiful. Okay, we finished with the jacket.
Great.
I want to see the paint now.
Yes.
That's very excited for her.
Now, one of the things about the pants is I do like them to be thinner.
Fitting?
There's a
Okay.
lot of fabric because
Yes.
I have very thin legs.
No problem at all with this. We take care of that. We give you a nice shape. How do you feel the
The
waist?
waist feels amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look good. But I would to make a little alteration, very minimal,
Okay.
to look better.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a small butt and thin legs. So whatever you can help back there.
No, that's my yacht. That's my yacht. I was taking a little bit seat, just a little, to make it look nice. Got a strong cuff.
Yes, that's true. So I do want a cuff on there?
Oh yes.
Yeah, yeah.
To give you exactly nice break. Not look too long,
Oh, it's
but
beautiful.
not too short.
Yeah,
And that's perfect
I
length.
love that.
Nice. Are you happy with that length? Take a look.
Very
Yeah.
happy. Looks great.
Okay. It's beautiful. A little cuff.
Yeah.
A little tie a little.
Tighten it here?
Yes. To give you a nice shirt. Exactly. And a corset. That will be beautiful. Like this. To get the right length for the jacket. I like how the front look. It's amazing. Nice and clean. Beautiful.
Good.
I love it.
Fantastic.
I
Thank you
bet.
so much. This has
You're
been
wel-
great.
You are very welcome.
Yeah, thank you
Yes.
so much. Woof, that's part of the process.
Check.
Okay, so you're actually marking it again
I remark. To
Okay.
be sure that everything that I see is marked correctly.
because you're a perfectionist.
Yes.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
It's
Fantastic.
37 years working in Madison Avenue.
37 years.
Yes.
Where were you before Tom Ford?
Giorgio Armani.
Giorgio Monty. Oh, not a bad bit of training.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes. It's minimal thing, but make a big difference when
Yeah.
you try again.
That's amazing.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you know, because people aren't just buying a suit; they're buying something, an emotional connection. It's
Yes.
you want it to be special.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand that. I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Universal mark. Anybody can follow the mark, and by the end will be perfect.
Phenomenal.
Yes. And I show you it's cuff, no plain bottom. Because when you do plain bottom, it's difficult to make a cuff. But anybody see very clear, that pen will be cuff.
Ah, yes. That's a great thing.
Yes.
I wish doctors and hospitals were as exact as you.
Yes.
They wouldn't remove the wrong legs.
And the same I do with the P. Now I mark where we go to make the alteration in the trousers.
Ah, fantastic.
Yes.
See, this is interesting for me because I at least 6 or 7 suits from Tom Ford, but I've never seen this behind the scenes. This is amazing.
Yes, that we do in each paint.
The amount of passion and love that goes into this
I love it.
is pretty remarkable.
I love it. That's the reason why I never get tired working in this.
Of course.
I love it what I do. I'm very proud to work for Tom Ford.
I can imagine. I would be too.
Yes.
Well, I'm proud and happy to patronize him.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was able to meet him several years ago. Very charming and gracious man with his time.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so the suit's going bye-bye for a little bit while. How long do you think the whole process takes to alter?
10 days.
10 days?
Usually.
Oh boy.
You need it soon, we can push.
I mean,
For a week.
I wouldn't say no to having it sooner.
We do the best for you.
That would be great.
Yes,
That would be
yes,
great.
yes.
Thank you so much again.
My pleasure.
What an incredible experience.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you back at the ranch.
Yes.
Okay, so it is a few weeks later, and I would swear that Tom Ford gets a kickback every time they send one of these giant refrigerator boxes, or maybe they have an investment in cardboard. I don't know. But this is the box that the suit and one other piece has arrived in. What could that other piece be? Well, let's find out. We're going to take out my trusty Quantum of Solace knife and get into this box. Oh, okay. You should have seen my knife play. It was amazing, if I do say so myself. Anyway, let's take this out. Ergy. Whoa, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's discard that monolith. This is happening real time. You see, you thought this would be slick and we would edit this. Yeah, we're going to show things falling and everything because this is a real unboxing. I have not even looked at this. Let me talk about, first of all, let me put down that lovely Tom Ford bag and talk about this. And this is obviously the suit right here. Let's take again a look at the suitor. I'm going to come in close. Mr. David Zaritsky, Tom Ford, in case I forget the designer, who designed this No Time to Die lovely suit. So we're going to get into that in a second, but let me carefully drape it over here and show you what's in the bag. What's in the bag? It is, well, let's take a look. So we've got something not quite hidden in this bag. I'm going to undo the lovely knot. And by the way, we always talk about this. Half of the wonderment of luxury brands is truly the way things are packaged. So let's get up close and personal. And you can see that there's a Tom Ford box. What's in the box? Now that's more appropriate, Mr. 7 Brad Pitt. And we've got some more unwrapping. This is an unboxing video, folks. And inside, first time I've laid eyes on it, but of course I know what it is. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That is, ladies and gentlemen, that is the No Time to Die shirt. That is the tab collar shirt that he wears. Okay, I wanted to give a little bit of love to this shirt because it's going to be under the suit very shortly. You won't be able to see it as well. So we wanted to get up nice and close. It's all part of the suiting, of course, but you've got this tab collar. I talked about this. I was a little suspicious of this tab collar. Never had one before. It's my first one, but it's the same tab collar that you see in Skyfall. By the way, size-wise, I've got a 1641. And again, it's made out of this beautiful, beautiful cotton that really Tom Ford is known for. But check this out. Talk about a combination of movies. You've got the Skyfall tab collar. You've got a placket front, which is very cool, very neat. You know, not a lot of pomp and circumstance. But check out these. This has the Dr. No cuffs. I love that they did that. Now, did they do the Dr. No cuffs for any particular reason? Who knows? Could be just a nice fashion nod. Going back to a more vintage era. I love these Dr. No cuffs. I think they're amazing on other shirts. But the fact that it's on the No Time to Die shirt is just kind of amazing. So I just wanted to give you a sneak peek and quick view of that one. I'm going to kind of take that all in a little bit, but I'm going to put this down gently. Absolutely beautiful, by the way. Tom Ford shirting is not unlike their suit, where they do not skimp on any of the quality or the details. But this is about the suit primarily, so let's jump into it. First of all, my first look at the now totally tailored. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, so it is hermetically sealed, as you can see. It traveled near and far. My gosh, where? It's gone from Italy to the mean streets of New York. Well, actually, to the mean streets of Bucks County, Pennsylvania, to the mean streets of New York, back to the mean streets of Bucks County, and here it is today for our viewing and enjoyment pleasure. Now, you know, I gotta tell you something. And I feel like I can because, you know, we've known each other for years. I feel like I'm going to do this injustice by sitting here and just kind of, you know, going through the usual trappings of, hey, look, this is what the jacket looks like. I need to put a little bit of drama around this. So let's change the venue just for a moment to really adequately show this amazing piece off. Okay, so how's that for a little bit of drama? Had to do that, come on. It just didn't seem practical to just do it in front of a cardboard box. So here is the entire outfit put together. Let me get rid of the Joes. First of all, we've got obviously the Joes from Barton. Pereira making their debut with the suit. He wears that, if you remember, in that London scene. But first of all, let me talk about the way it feels, especially pulled back like this so you can see the entire suit. It feels like armor, and that's very typical of Tom Ford suits. You put it on, and for want of a better term, I mean, it's definitely an emotional rush. It definitely feels like you are somehow protected, and these suits make you, I swear, stand up straighter. They're really good for your posture. What I really like about what's happening right now is I've got a lot of things going on. I've got my moment when I was in London and I saw Craig there live. It brought me right back to that moment when I put the whole suit together. It also screams to me of Bond and the Bond franchise that I really am very passionate about. I don't know if you could tell. Because this is that Bond look. I mean, we can question all we want about the fashions of Bond, but when you see Bond in a particular suit, and then that suit harkens back to a bit of a Sean Connery Goldfinger type of look with the fabric, it's pretty hard to argue that this is a Bond moment, and an impact moment at that. So what I love about this is the details. Now, I said before, it's based off of the traditional O'Connor suit, which has been a suit for James Bond in the past and a favorite of Daniel Craig's. But what I love about this is this has the very lightly structured sleeves and shoulders. It's got the rope heads on the shoulders themselves, which really creates a very defined structure. Bringing it back to size, I'm a 40 here, a 31 waist. So the way this fits right now, this 40S that's going on, it fits perfectly right here and in the chest. What also is interesting to note is the bruschetta type slant. This is a very specific Tom Ford design. It's almost like a crescent slant to where the pocket square sits. You've got these thinned out lapels. Now this is different than the O'Connor. The lapels have been thinned out. We'll get up relatively closely so you can see that. They're thinned out just a bit. If you compared that to an O'Connor, put some calipers to it, you would see those differences. You also have the slanted pockets, which are very nice, these very slanted pockets, and no ticket pocket this time. And of course, something very unique to this is instead of 5 buttons, you've got 4 buttons. Now keep in mind, when you see that last buttonhole, it's larger than the other buttonholes. It's very unique. That is a telltale sign from No Time to Die. What's also pretty neat about this is the color of the thread. And I know we're getting into crazy detail time, but that's okay. So the thread around the lapel hole here and the thread on the buttons have to match. They're a dark color, nearly black, dark gray, almost charcoal. It's not the light gray that you would typically see in the O'Connor. Let's focus on the shoes for a second. So we've got the high berries. You actually saw a video review of these. We talked about these. These are with the City Sole. As you can see here, they've seen a little bit of action. It's quite cool. You could definitely see Bond wearing these. They're very, very action-oriented shoes. And here are the cuffs. Those are the turn-up cuffs that we talked about. Very cool. Tom Ford does these beautifully. They really align it to the shoes. And you can see I've got a little bit of a break, just like I talked to the tailor about. Kind of breaks a little bit, but not so much that it looks like I'm melting in the sun. If you start to come up, you also see that he thinned out the legs. I have very thin legs, but he thinned them out very nicely. If you can take a look at the whole leg, I'll come back a little bit. You can see that one of the things that he did, and I'll kind of open up about this, is he did it in such a way that it's not super tight. It's not cinching on me like it was painted on. It looks the part. In fact, I'll stand to the side, give you kind of a look there. And I know this is like really detailed, but he brought the seat in really as much as he could, where it gave me, I wouldn't say a butt, but as close as I'll ever get to one. I'm gonna turn around so you can see that back vent. So maybe now you could see the, I'm gonna kind of move this way, sorry, to see that single vent. This has truly a single vent in it. So it's a little bit more action oriented, really kind of fits the bill. But we're gonna take a look at the inside. Here are those side tabs that tighten the belt very nicely. You've got that flat front, which complements the look of the suit. Here is the inside that we've talked about and showed you some pictures, but now you can see it all done and designed. And I mean, just to kind of show a little bit of a pop, there is the Tom Ford, David Zaritsky, Bond 25. And again, just to kind of bring it back home, the reason I had the Bond 25 put in there as opposed to something else is because, well, that's what Daniel Craig's suit says. Now, if you see right here, you can see exactly what that tab collar does to the tie. It pushes it out, it aligns it really well. The tie that I'm wearing is not the final tie. It is the Spectre Q branch tie. But what I like about this tie is that it looks almost exactly like the No Time to Die tie, but they're sending me the correct tie. And that's why I keep saying there's probably going to be a part 2 of this video when you can see all the parts and pieces together. There has been quite a bit of discussion about the tie bar. Either you hate it or love it. There's very few people that are in between. I've really gotten used to it. I don't think it's a bad thing at all, just like the tab collar aspect, which really, as you can see, puckers in that tie. It creates a very neat, clean line. I think the tie bar does the same. What's interesting, there's been comments from the suits of James Bond, Matt Spazer, for example, that the tie bar probably should be up a little bit higher. Bond in the movie tends to wear his tie bar straight across to the pocket handkerchief. So that's the way we're doing it here. Again, we're trying to get that screen accurate look. I'd probably wear it a little bit higher as Matt recommends, because the lower the tie bar goes, the more it drags down the individual, makes the tie look a little bit slouchy. And obviously making sure that that tie bar is connected to your shirt. The scene when Bond gets out of the Aston Martin, the tie's flapping all around. The tie bar connects the tie to the back length of the tie, but it doesn't connect it to his shirt, which kind of defeats the purpose of that. We'll forgive him for this one, but we have it attached to our shirt. The one thing is that I've had to play with, and again, this is about telling you about the experience, is I have to kind of readjust this a little bit more so the tie bar comes out, because it is off-centering my tie just a little bit. So as much as you've seen really this journey with me, you've accompanied me on this particular journey. This journey's not finished. It continues because a couple of things. First of all, I do want to maybe have the jacket adjusted a little bit out, just a tad. My chest, because my chest is very big, is pushing it out, not into a horrible level, but let's take a look at it from the side. You can see that the compression here, the suppression I should say, is kind of a little intense for me, even for a Tom Ford suit. But there's something that's going on that I'll tell you about in a second that's adding to that. So I don't want to do it too much. I may live with the jacket for a little bit to really see what happens. Let's take a look at the back. So here's the back. You can kind of see me in a semi-action pose going for it. And here's the other side. We always do this. And then of course the front. So what's going on here is the shirt that I ordered is a 16, 33 sleeve, and it fits very well. But it doesn't fit perfectly. It's a little baggy. I need to get it taken in. It's already darted in the back, so it's great. They just have to let it out there and just bring it in a little bit because there's a lot of extra fabric on the side. That fabric right now is bunching up under the suit. Okay, and it's gathering. So what's happening is it's adding another layer, if you will, to the suit, which is adding to the suppression. More detail than you could possibly want to know, but it does throw off the lines of the suit. And when you really have, you know, this type of a made-to-measure situation, you want to make sure that truly it is looking the part. It doesn't feel like you're sausaged in there. So the shirt plays a very important role. By the way, I have a Sunspell t-shirt on underneath it, talking about some of the other accessories. And the watch of the day is the Omega watch from Spectre. So how to do some sort of representation since this is a continuation. I mean, obviously, I haven't seen Q about the new Omega watch, but the Omega watch, obviously, that you've seen out there, the titanium one, Milanese, is certainly a completion of this outfit. But we'll see what happens. I mean, anything goes. Certainly, the watch would make this look really complete, wouldn't it? Anyway, this has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Was so happy to share this incredible journey with you. Again, it's going to continue, so we'll probably have a part 2 once the shirt and everything isn't perfect, but I didn't want to wait any longer to show you this. This is a grail. To me, it is such a cool connection because it is that item from Daniel Craig's last movie that I think is an indelible Bond moment. Sure, he's going to be wearing a tuxedo, but I'm happy with my Skyfall one. This, to me, captured Bond in his quintessential look. So, I will see you very soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.